Hey, Moon Day. Hey, let me get something to drink. I was a little unprepared. Are you guys ready for the 7-7 portal? And it happened already. Welcome to the jungle. I tried to, I pulled the cards last night to see what it was going to be about. And I ended up pulling shadow cards, bro. I did a whole reading, like midnight. I couldn't sleep. And, obviously the cards activated me to do shadow work, but there was no audio, so I guess it was just for me. And I saw this, it was a huge detachment. It came up, after saying goodbye to some difficult relationships. And I went into a whole spiel about that, and I did that before I woke up, or before I went to bed. And I woke up a whole bad bitch. Who am I? High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, Earth Angel, Mystic, Medium, Psychic, Witch, Yogi, Guru, Evangelist, North American Sybil. I am, as far as I know, your only messenger of God. I am Lilith reincarnated. I'm in full Lilith mode too. That's pretty good. Anyways, in order to keep up with me, you would have seen yesterday's readings. I did a lot yesterday. And then I posted some shit this morning. And it's really funny. It's like, he's going to be mad at you. Why should he be mad at me? That's his wife. Are you embarrassed? Are you angry that the world sees your wife? You married her. You should be proud. That's your wife. Why are you mad at me? In essence. What happened? I don't know. It started yesterday. I talked about it in my videos. I just started to see the situations. I got a higher perspective. And so what it was is I was never in competition for any of these positions. And I said I didn't want to play the positions of these bitches. Right? And how dare you even consider the fact that I'm competing to be this bitch? And then, so whatever, the Holy Spirit, it was funny, I was telling Morgan about it. I guess I was like, look at what I just did, look at what my Holy Spirits had me do. I was like, I guess in essence I was stalking to get that, because they knew exactly where to find that. And I was like, she's like, I think stalking is a healthy pastime. I think it's natural and healthy for you. I was like, okay. What happened? I don't know, my Holy Spirit said click, 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 and there they were. Realistically, yeah. I don't know why she's hidden off the fucking social media. I mean, obviously, she probably has her reasons. And that's just it. It's like, face your reality that you're trying to hide. And that's just, that's where that came from. And it's really funny because it's just as stupid. I could fucking feel Russ and shit. It's like, I have nothing to do with you and fucking, as Pac said, and I died. I motherfucking died. It's just when you think it can't get any better, here comes Pac with some fucking shit, bro. I was like, fuck Hamburger Helper. And Pac's like, yeah, and Tuna Helper too. And I just died, bro. I fucking died. Why did I never think of that? Those are those moments, bro. You're like, why didn't I put the two together? That's hilarious. Anyways, going back to it, you guys want your American meal served up on a plate from a bitch like this. I'm not competing with your 25-year-old identity crisis little, as Morgan says, my mini-me. She's like, every time she does it, you should just put a picture next to her and say how proud you are of her. My doppelganger over there. I'm not competing with a girl that's competing with me. I'm not Kim Kardashian. That's stupid as fuck. ASF. And then going back to Hamburger Helper, bro, I knew what this bitch looked like back then. I could pull back the first picture before she put on a little bit of weight. She still wasn't much. And that says so much about your insecurities and your lack of fucking confidence. And then you listen to these bitch-ass card readers talking about you ain't got no spine, and she says she's gonna kill herself if you leave her and shit. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. You better keep that family together there, buddy. And that's where I was yesterday. I was like, your guys' karma is your karma is your karma. Russ is never... Dude, this is Russ, dude. This is it. He's raising a little girl. And he's a proud man as he raises his family. And as he raises his viewing and shit. As he goes to fucking climb my mountain to, raise his voice. Go for it. Because I don't want to be part of none of this shit. So then this morning, it's really funny. Because here comes Steve's fucking love tarot. And he's all, this is all about a King of Wands. Who's that? That's me. I don't know another King of Wands. I know a Knight of Wands. I know a lot of these guys, but I don't know a King of the Wands. Anyways, and we pulled that yesterday. It was funny as fuck. But anyways, it's like, this is all about you and them. Who's them? I'm not in any fucking soul ties, bro. What the fuck are y'all talking about? I'm not tied up with no dude. For reals? For reals. And if you look at the videos yesterday, I came to a place where, like, I will accept nothing less than a Marshall Mathers type person. If it's not him or something God's created identical to him because he is me, and in essence, I'm trying to show you that there is something like me. If you're not like me on my level, which is our level, if you're not like one of us, then we are not alike. Realistically, is that's what I learned is, it's like, you know, I had to dumb down my standards, and he watched me be a whole ass dummy with these fucking low standards. Remember that one? That was a good one. I think that came from Pac. Actually, I don't know, it was just the delivery system of that, but I want to put claim to that, but credit is due where, you know, it really comes true. In the essence, that was a good punchline too. But also, ultimately, nah, bro. I am not fighting for you to be that bitch. No, or that bitch. No, or any of these bitches. Absolutely motherfucking not. I said that since the motherfucking beginning. And so I'm standing on that motherfucking business, bro. No, I don't want to be your wifey like that. I don't even know. What the fuck did you do to that girl? What kind of life does she... I don't want her life. Hell to the no. Absolutely not. I'm not going to be just sitting up there with the cousins and the family fucking functions and shit. You want that fucking... You want that white picket fence. You guys want that American that American pie lifestyle. Trying to get a cream pie and go. In and out. Now we're talking King of Wands. Now we're talking. In the essence, nah, bro. Adventure, enthusiasm, excitement. You want this fucking 9-to-5 fucking jive ass fucking look at me type shit. You want to build up your fucking nest egg and fucking, you know, go out there and, you know, fuck your life. And your wife. Fuck that. Fucking, you're gonna keep fucking that same girl for the rest of your motherfucking life. You are 8 years in, bro. You made a commitment to fuck that piece of fucking meat for the rest of your motherfucking life. She made a commitment to be your fucking helpmate for the rest of your life. Till death to you part, bitches. Me and Marilyn, though, me and Thelma and Louise over here is fucking riding into the fucking sunset, bro. We're breaking the fucking rules. We're not staying married to no fucking losers, bro. We're out there to get it. You should be getting it. Getting while the getting is... There's too much life to live to worry about your life and your wife, bro. I am so serious. In the sense of, I'm not on high demand, but they're going to demand, you know, the highest standards demand to meet a bitch like us. We are not alike. And that's how I feel about it. Russ, I don't even want to go meet... dude, fucking Big Sean went down like... He became Little Sean. Like Little John Sean. Real quick with that bullshit. Oh, you link up with dudes like this? You on that Russ the bus fucking... You're on the bus to hell with that type of shit. You're on that low vibration. In essence, what has he released? I paid attention to you when you were standing next to Marshall. I'll listen to you then. You know, that song you did back then, and then, before you became, you know, her man and somebody's father, which you're not, you know, really stepping into that role. You're still trying to be that rapper, that Detroit rapper. I already know the Detroit rappers, bro. Who are you? I don't fuck with you, is all I ever say about you, bro. And even bring some salsa chick. All right, andale, putita. Go ahead, shake your fucking, shake it, La Chona. I don't give a shit. And then you're up there, all liquored out and shit, crying to the gods about how sad your fucking songs are fucking ass. Here comes Little Sean, ass. This is a man. Well, at least I got to see him. I love you. I love you, Mac Miller. This is a man that slept with fucking... Your body count says everything about how the fuck you add up number, or what the fuck your division is. She out there on Coachella trying to suck your dick on the fucking stage. That's your girl, bro. That's your baby mama out there trying to suck your dick on stage. I don't want nothing to do with you guys. I'm not buying a ticket to the show. You couldn't even give me a free ticket. I'll sell that bitch. I'll scalp that bitch. Told you I'm all in Lilith mode. So this guy's talking about, this is all about you and the King of Wands. I don't know a King of Wands. This doesn't resonate. I'm not in no fucking soul with flame fucking bullshit ass journey. I am singly mingling. And God's sending me a big dingaling. Big dick energy. That's what a King of Wands is. I have yet to meet that dude. I mean, I think I know who he is, but he ain't, I mean, shit. If he lets me down, then that's okay. Somebody can stand up to this. That's just how I feel. I felt it. I was like, and I think, who was it? I think it was Lumen Moon saying that, you know, you're breaking a soul tie and you can feel it. I feel it, bro. I feel like this is over, bro. It is over. Now, let me tell you something amazing that I didn't see. That's what's so great about having other people's minds. You put two minds together and you can create all kinds of greatness. So I was sitting there talking with Morgan. I was telling her all this bullshit. We talked about sin, Christ-like, forgiveness, third parties, all this fucking nonsense, bro. Fucking hamburger helper and shit. In essence, it's like, so she's like, at the end of it, she's like, so I'm supposed to be nice? Like, that's what God wants from me? Yeah. He wants you to be really forgiving and really nice. I was like, you know, and it comes to it, and this is what I want to say, is like, you know, I was like, your third party situation just triggers me. I'm full of party on with this bullshit. I was like, this is how he wants us to see things, like Christ. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. We swear they know what they're doing, but they really don't. And she's like, that's what my baby daddy said. I said, yeah. I was like, we're always supposed to have an open space that if they got right, we would be right. You know what I mean? In the essence of forgiveness. And then you ask God, well, how many times I'm supposed to forgive him? He said, forever. You forgive them so that you can be forgiven. You show them forgiveness, for they know not what they do. Right? And it's like, you love them without restriction. You give them love and you give them attention, but not with anything, any desire back. Right? It was like, love them for what you know they can be, but you don't wait for them to become that, because that might, you know, it's not that it will never be, because God don't want you to say that either. He don't want you to say, oh, they'll never change, because you look at yourself and that's not true. And he's like, that's right. And I was like, so you're supposed to have an outlook towards them, which is all forgiving, compassionate, and understanding. I was like, you know, if they got right, then you're supposed to treat them right and give them another chance. Is how that is. Right? You're supposed to be that. You're supposed to be all forgiving and accepting. That's that Christ-like shit, is what we were talking about, right? And I was teaching her all about that shit and how all of this works. And it's, in aspects, we were talking about the entire fucking situation that all you dudes got yourself in. And it's all based on pride and your inability to break the rules. And that's where I talked about the Lilith. I was like, Adam doesn't break the rules. And Eve follows Adam. I was like, Adam never broke the rules. He does not break the rules. He does according to man and God. And that's it. It's like that simplistic. It's, you know, I was telling her about, you know, lighting him up. I was like, God said we were going to pull that fire and speak that fire. But for people like me and Marshall, we have to, and she went into all these stories, about Detroit and how she knows how it was for someone like you and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And you were there longer. And she's all like, knows you, bro. Like, I don't know. I guess. Whatever. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not. It's such a fucking tiny world. It really is. You know, like you knew each other in fucking middle school or some shit. Bet you did. Anyways, going back to it. We were talking about that's what it is that they can't go against the grain. You know what I mean? And something simplistic is like, you know, Russ can't go against his family because, you know, his programming. And it's all pride. And that's what we were talking about. So then he comes out here talking about the King of Wands. And he sees him as the Burger King. And it's all prideful. And it's my way or no way and this and that. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of me. And that's the ego. It's the full-ass ego. Where it's the way you see it. And you only see it your way. And nobody else can say shit. Right, Kanye? You can't see it from another perspective. You can only see it from your fucking, you know what I mean? Your fucking way of life. Lame. That makes you ignorant as a motherfucker. When you can't step out of yourself and see things in a higher perspective. to put other people's shoes on. That means you can't have compassion if you've never walked in their shoes. You'll never understand what someone's going through if you can only see it through your eyes. I share my story so you can see it through my eyes, so you can walk in my shoes, so you can feel what it felt like to be me. You know what I mean? That's where the compassion, respect, understanding, forgiveness, you know what I mean, the connection comes from. I let you into a part of me. I let you be a part of my life, an intimate part that I don't share with people. And I show you, you know what I mean, my most vulnerable parts so that you can, you know, have that connection to the part of me that not everybody sees on the surface. Right? And in essence, I share it with the world. It's like, oh, I'm just here naked, hanging on the cross and all my sins and my 42-year-old skin. Why couldn't you have hung me out here in my 20s looking good and shit? Just kidding. Going back to... Did you feel the same way, Jesus? You didn't even get no good... You know what I mean? Like, for reals. Going back to it. So that's where it is. It's all perspective. So in all of this, we're talking about all this bullshit. And I told her, you know, with this new moon and this and that, I was like, we summed all of that bullshit up. And I was like, all we're supposed to be doing is manifesting for the next, you know, for the next 6 months and shit. I was like, so for me, all I asked God for is for some financial security so that I can work on, he wants me to work on the documentary. Right? And she's like, well, dude, you got that appointment with fucking welfare. I was like, it's not a big check, but that's what people live off of. That's the security they give most of us. So you pretty much got that. You'll just have to live minimal, but it looks like you already do. And I was like, you're right. I didn't see that. I was asking for something he's already about to give me. That's all I needed was some financial security. And unfortunately, yeah, I mean, fortunately and unfortunately, being on welfare is some sense of financial security. It gives me a budget amount of money to keep myself afloat for a certain amount of months. The same amount of money that other families are living off of. So that means I'm actually provided equally in that sense. And I didn't see that. Why? I don't know. I just only saw it as like a really temporary thing. Like, you know what I mean? I'll just, you know, I don't know. I didn't see myself getting on welfare for any amount of time. I just saw it as, you know, this will help for right now. I'm not thinking long term. And that's where this full moon was about to say. So with that being said, if I don't have to worry about money, and that's what she said, if you're on welfare, then you can apply for subsidized housing and they'll go off of your welfare check. And if that's what you're working on, then you don't have to be looking for a job. Because that's how I have to work it, because I don't have childcare. I have to be actively looking for housing to stay active here with my case manager. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, so then you'll be applying, you know what I mean? You'll be planting better seeds for your future instead of temporary. And I didn't see that. And that's where it is like two minds are better than one, where someone can come in and look at your situation and tell you what you're not seeing. The blessing in the situation that you're in. And, you know, and that's what I said about the car. She's like, oh, that's why your car. I was like, yeah, he's going to be on that mountain. He would have saw you. You're always there. I said, I know. He was planning on it. It's like, that's crazy. I was like, yeah. She's like, we were talking about that. And she's like, you know, they give you free bus tickets here. She's like, you could just catch the bus. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. She's like, that's where I go all the place. And I didn't think about that because I needed to do a couple things. And I've just been doing walking. I haven't got on the bus in years. I'm not against the bus. I used to always ride the bus. In California, you didn't need a car. You just rode the public transportation system. I haven't done it for years, but if it's not a terrible day, I could take an adventure out on the bus. I do have a dentist appointments coming up. Anyways, just stuff like that. You know, two minds are greater than one. And as much as I think I know it all, there's always people that, you know, that know a little bit more. Their knowing can help. And that was really refreshing to me, because that's what I was supposed to be manifesting, was the freedom to work on this documentary. I want to put in an equal amount of time that I'm putting into my priesthood, into my documentary. You know what I mean? It's not less work. It's just dividing my work into two different piles, right? But I needed the space of, you know, the financial freedom to do that type of work where I wasn't getting paid for that type of work. You know what I mean? How do we pay our bills, and how do I keep things going if I'm doing all of this? And then what am I doing towards my future if I'm focusing on all this? And that's where she put all the pieces together for me. And I was like, wow. And again, this was not even a thought until last week when she told me I should apply for welfare. I just never considered it. I never considered it. You never did? No. Why? Because I was depending on God. God didn't tell me to apply for welfare. I only do what God says. I don't just go out looking for money and looking for ideas and doing, anything. I just sit. And he shows me piece by piece. When I get low on money, he tells me what to do. And I just do that. And so, again, my car just, him taking out my car opened up all kinds of unbelievable possibilities. Steve's Love Tarot said that, I think on Saturday. He's like, he lost his car, which made him lose his job. That led to a weenie job, but him meeting a person that changed his life. Had he not fucking lost his car, he wouldn't have met this person. And that's where it is if my car, and that's, my car wouldn't have, malfunctioned, all of this wouldn't have happened where I could make a plan for my future. My work. I've worked so hard on this. I've mastered my ability. I only teach more, and that's where I was like, now I just will be repetitive. Now we just get stronger. That's it. We know what we're doing now. Now we just get stronger and we incorporate new teachings. But the teachings are always the same teachings. That's what I say. No matter what book I pull out, it's ascension. It's teaching you ascension and mastering of the mind and the emotions. That's what I teach. I'm a master at this. Ascending Master Lilith. How do you ascend? Through the mind and the emotions. This is what I teach. The documentary is together. I have all of that put together. All I have to do is put together my narrative and pull together the footage that I want. And in essence, it's not going to take 6 months to do. I just needed the breathing room to know that I have the time I need to do it, so I'm not forcing it to be done at a certain time. Ultimately, yeah, you have to have it. We looked that up this year for submission to the film. I'm not sure. The spirit knows. I don't. They know what we're doing. I'm just going with the flow. And again, none of this came up as in huge importance until we started moving into this full moon. And I started, mass planning out the future. And that's what I had said. I'm at this place where I'm about to release this $1 billion baby and become rich and fucking famous. I've been running from this and preparing for it at the same time. I had to face all my fears of the fame and the exposure, and when they find out, all of the projections of rejection and all of the, I had to face all of this. What's going to happen when this happens? It's going to happen. I had to keep facing it. In the beginning of the year, I was trying to run away from it and just hide in a fucking trailer in the woods. I wasn't ready to be that person yet. I wasn't ready for God to shove me out as his messenger. I wasn't ready to be the goddess. And, throughout this whole time, I've become ready. And that's what it is. It's becoming. Yes, I was never stopping myself. This is what it took to get to this place. And it's not a fucking question where I'm going with this. I've said it since the beginning. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to heal the world by my own healing. And I had worked very hard to put it together. God put together a group of very powerful individuals that could learn from me, and with us, we could literally spread the healing across the world. Those very powerful people have not been able to catch up to my healing or have actually started it. They don't need to master it. They need to understand the process and be dedicated to it, and then they're part of it. They're not set apart. They just haven't stepped into their part. Unfortunately, as the wheel turns, we're still going. Everyone has their part to play when they start playing their part. Nobody's going to come in and, it's not like we're going to have somebody play Russ's part in the future. Russ plays his part. They all play their parts. They're all the working parts of God's big story and shit. And so ultimately, it's like we're getting ready for that. We're getting ready for it. It won't happen that quickly, you know what I mean? The exposure, it can happen faster, but I don't want it to because I need the time. I need this time before that happens. And any celebrity that is a celebrity knows what I mean about needing to stay in my peaceful place before the chaos arrives. They can't get out of it. A real celebrity wouldn't wish it for you know what I mean, for anyone. They know that what's going to happen out there. But I'm also guided by all the celebrities that you know what I mean, of time to help me walk through this. Where the fucking, you know what I mean, the industries don't eat me up. From film to music to fucking art to fashion, bro, to politics to everything. I've got them. They're going to walk me through this. They know their fields, and they're going to teach me how to play their fields and get this word across. I have a very big calling on my life, and the calling was to call you to be part of this calling too. God's calling everyone to healing and to a Christ-like way of life. So, with all that being said, as you can see, you know, I'm not focused on love. I worked hard to receive love and to have it, but I've never been chasing it. I've been chasing down my fears and fucking fighting my ego to be loving and to be accepting of love. But as far as all these games you guys have been playing, you're only playing egotistical games with yourself, and you're playing out your own karma. You're doing what you always do in your own patterns until you realize that those patterns do not serve you. They have gotten you this far, but will not get you any further. They will work with everyone else, but they will not work with your twin flame. My low vibrational patterns didn't get me a man either. Just pointing that out. It will, but it'll get me a man like Wolfman. I want, you know, no. That's what I got. Wanting that type of shit, that's what I got. I got what I wanted. Until you realize you... And that's the Lilith and Lucifer way been given. And that's really it, is like, you know, you can't break man's system unless you go, you know what I mean? You can't break it by playing with it. You have to step out of it. If you want to be broke, if you want to break the system, you have to break free from it. And that's the whole matrix, bro. You can't save nobody but yourself. And all you're doing is finding peace in the... I can't live any other way of life. I just... Ooh, my video is getting chopped. Anyway, so we're going to do a spiritual growth spread, see where we are. Last night I was guided to pull a completely different spread I've never pulled before. It was a 4-card spread. It was an ascension spread. What it was going to take to ascend. I guess it was just a trial. Cards. That was what was crazy. No, and it ended in Gemini. Speak your truth. That's all it is, you know what I mean? And I said that yesterday. If Russ was to come, and that's what it is, if he came right, I'd have to be right by God and do what's right by him. But he's not coming right. He's coming all wrong about this shit. And that's it too. It's like, you know, if Bobby was serious, then I would have been serious about him. But he didn't make serious commitments, you know what I mean? And that's it too. Going back to someone as simple as fucking Lewis. I didn't give Lewis the time of day because Lewis has no time of day for me. There is no reason to give him time when he... Are you serious? He has no time. When he does, he finds me. That's not a relationship for me, bro. That's not good enough for me. Seriously? Yeah, simple things like that. I can't force Allie to speak up and spend, you know, have a conversation with me. I can't force you to have a connection. But you can't be mad that I walked away from the lack of a connection in the essence. So going back to these twin flames, you understand that the power and magnitude of their growth and what their, you know, this relationship had. And you look back at it, is this like, were they karmic twin flames? They were karma. Past life fucking soul ties, bro. Past life lovers here to replay these fucking events and break free from them. Or not. If you look at someone like Kelly, who's still 8, 10 years, fucking magnetize yourself 15 fucking years into a twin flame journey, where they're just playing out these fucking shitty ass roles of these women giving their power, their energy, their time, their fucking life to this idea of a man. You're fucking doomed, bro. I want to say you're Lilith, bro. You have this obsession about a man that's not yours. And that's what that was. That Holy Spirit showing me his wife is like, this is his wife. That's her man, not yours. Oh, shit. And that's it, too. We're not supposed to talk about her, right? We're not supposed to talk about her. She doesn't exist. She very much exists. You got a whole ass wife, bro. A whole ass person. Sitting all day thinking about you and worrying about you and taking care of your kid and all about this. You want to talk about this? Of course not. And that's it too. I got a whole ass fucking family and all this shit. I don't want to be part of this shit, Russ. I don't want to be part of... He didn't have a girlfriend when I started talking to him. He just had a very severe family problem. And a very fucking attention-seeking fucking validation fucking problem. And I'm like, you need to fix this, bro. You know what I mean? It came out when he did Nasty, right? Of course, he was irritating me with the song. But he did this thing, and he's like... He starts playing these fucking moaning noises because he wants to put the sample in his song. He's like, what if somebody walked in my house right now? Who, your mother? When he said that, my skin crawled. There was absolute no privacy. You live in a big-ass mansion and somebody's going to walk in your room because they hear somebody moaning? That was very triggering. And so, you know, you go back to it. And where we put boundaries. I'm so indie chart award. You're so unhealed, bro. You don't have what it takes to walk away. So I have to. Don't be hateful. I hated God for the whole situation. Why the fuck you make me fucking like this? Oh, really? Bitch feeling sour. It's like, oh, this bitch? You love this bitch more than me? What's this bitch got on me? And you realize, nothing. This is an easy bitch for them to maintain. So they gotta go find them an easy that'll, you know, let them sleep the way they are. That's what fucking Russ. He's got easy sleep, bitch, bro. Whatever. He wants. So yeah, I'm not part of the. I have exited twin flame journey. I have exited twin flame journey and the soul 7/7 portal. I have run. Energy, please. That picture says 1,000 words. Do you know what that picture is? Picture me rolling. Amen. Amen. My Holy Spirit wants better for me, guys. And I align with that shit. Russ, they never... How could you wear Pac's shirt knowing damn well he hates your ass? He thinks you're a bitch-ass motherfucker, dude. An ain't shit bitch. That is hilarious. Always trying to run around with my spirit guides on your clothes, like they matter, like trying to fucking talk about some Nipsey shit, bitch. Please. And then you come out with your greatest rappers of all time, and they're only of this time. I can't stand you, dude. Ugh. I hope you're not that guy that they say is going to come and confess their love, and I'll have to actually forgive you and love you. It's going to be one hell of a challenge, motherfucker. But I don't think so. I don't think you have it in you. No more than Bobby's going to leave his wife. You see how he had no control in the bedroom when I got home? This explains so much. This explains so much. All of this means so much more now to me. Alright. Quit playing around. Queen of Pentacles. Yes, be nice. Be nice. DJ Nice. How you doing today, Marshall? Are you being nice? I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. Alright, we're strafing. Things are going to get rough, and it might even seem as though everyone and everything, and I am not playing with you no more. Perhaps everyone is trying to get their viewpoint across, and no one's listening to anyone. You're not saying shit. You an ain't saying shit, bitch. Don't say shit, bitch. Don't say shit. Go cry in your corner. Go hold your feelings together. Hold your shit together. Be a man. Get out of my face with that shit. That's it. I'm not dealing with egos, bro. I don't give a shit about your fucking pride and your ego, bro. Go fuck yourself. I'm trying to find a dude that's in his feminine, bro. That's not gay. Somehow I keep getting over in these gay-ass guys. I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna find a balanced one. But anyways, I'm not finding shit. A balanced one will find me. Why? Because he won't feel his fucking so demasculized. He won't have to fucking prove his masculinity. And he can still be open in his fucking feelings. That's that guy. Alright, this is a conflict card. Anyways, do not use the negative energy of wands for quarreling. Use the positive power to stay fast in your resolve. I'm standing on business. The conflict in the card can be an inner one. You might feel as though people are making so many demands on your life and energy that you can't cope. Well, because you're a people-pleasing piece of shit. That your head is fighting your heart and that you're called upon to do something that you consider unethical. Oh, as Bobby says, I feel like you're the devil trying to convince me that the grass is greener in hell. I'm looking at your life and your wife and it looks like you're in hell. Do you want to come dance naked under the moon and make babies? Or you want to go over there and play hamburger helper? I said it. What about you over there, tuna helper? You get no love. Fuck, don't give a shit about your lives, dude. Fuck your lives. I said this in the beginning. Trying to make me trying to act like I'm the bad guy. You have a bad life, and I was trying to save you from it, but there's no saving you from your karma, bro. You are destined to a bad life with a bad wife. Me and Marilyn, we say no. 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 We want to fuck the president. Marshall, Mr. President. I told Marshall he could be the president, you know? He really could. He really could. Wouldn't he be a great president? He knows all that political shit, too. Yep, he'd be a great leader. But then it'd make him older than he already is. I don't know. I could play Lorena Bobbitt for that president. I love you. We have so much fun. As long as you're here, I'm here. And that's where it is, too. The more you love yourself, the more you love this person, the more you love yourself. Anyways, let's go on. You feel as though people are making, whatever. The Five of Wands can also indicate that you are in danger of becoming carried away and following a dream and not noticing what is actually going on around you. You guys are living in a fantasy. Reality is about to intrude. You are being rather selfish and things are starting to fall apart even if you haven't noticed it yet. Unless you start to pay attention, you may lose what you have, including those you love. Ooh. Yeah, go deal with your life and your wife and your shit. I mean, honestly, other than my sex toy, what part did you plan on playing in my purpose? You were gonna be my sperm donor? I mean, I got plenty of those. I didn't really need your sperm there, buddy. You were supposed to be what? My friend. You're not very friendly. You were supposed to be what? In my life. Go playing around. Go play with them at all that shit. Spiritually, this card indicates that you're ungrounded, getting carried away in self-centered fashion and ideas and visions. Oh gosh, this is you. You're ignoring mundane matters that need to be dealt with and people who need you. This is a serious lack of balance and it's not a real spiritual progress. You seem to be, and this is me, You seem to be angry with the world in general, provoking unnecessary arguments, making cutting remarks, and indulging in compulsive and unnecessary competition with others. I felt like it was me. I felt like I was on the opposite side of the spectrum. You are hurting inside. No, I'm not. I'm trying to hurt others in return. That's what I'm not. I am healed, and I'm trying to heal others in return. This is not going to heal your pain or make you any friends. I don't want to be friends with people like you anyways. Realistically, yeah, I don't. We have nothing in common. I'm not trying to be friendly, bro. I'm being nice like God said. I'm not... Friendly means extending myself in a manner to create some kind of bond with a person. I'm not overextending myself to create a bond with you. James Bond? Bondo? No, I'm more like a Jason Bourne.
Joe Bart's never seen a woman smoke a pipe. And I was thinking about you because you have pipes.
Really? Tell him to sit down and you can watch me smoke all day long.
Over the age of 80.
Fuck, I'm not that old.
Yeah, he's like only 80-year-old.
That's what Russ said too. He wrote that stupid song and says she puts her resin and her weed in her pipe. That bitch don't smoke a pipe. You're such a fucking liar. God, I can't stand him.
I've never seen anyone under the age of 80.
You must confront the real reason for your anger. Well, I'm as old as dirt. The real reason for your anger and take steps to deal with it. I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm very not Thorish. I'm very okay with it. You were making me angry being put in all of this bullshit. Making me compete where they don't compare. Making me part of all this bullshit, bro. I was never part of it. Dude, I get it, bro. I get it. There's bitches out there that are fighting for your motherfucking attention, bro. They fucking want your love and they want everything from you and they want you, bro. They want to make you, like, they want you like that, bro. I have shown you for fucking 3 years that I want God to get you out of my life. And he won't do it, and he wants me to just love you. God fucking loves you, and he wants me to love you. He wants me to be an extension of that love, and I'm like, they're not deserving of it. Oh, man. And then I get caught in the middle of it and get my feelings hurt about some shit, because you don't love me. You don't love God. It has nothing to do with me. Realistically. So going back to this, like, I understand that there's a lot of these, you know, that's what I told was going to happen with Wolfman, bro. Watch what happens when you reject a guy like this. He's going to go all psychopath. I was like, you think Russ was bad. This is times 10, bro. Times 10, times 10. And that's it. Now he's out here talking about, I got me a girl to feed me grapes and massage my body and treat me like... I don't give a shit. What kind of bitch is this? What kind of dumb bitch did you get? Where you find a dumb bitch like that? I don't want some dude to sit and fucking do that. Make me look stupid and shit. Have me a stupid dude next to me. Just a stupid, good-looking dude. I can't. And that's what I said, too. I'm walking in rooms with fucking psychologists, psychoanalysts, fucking physicists, and fucking, you know what I mean, you know, world leaders. And you're just supposed to sit there looking good? You don't even look that good. Lewis looks real good. Lewis looks real good. You can't make Lewis look bad in a room. Just smile and wave. You're just beautiful. Just smile. That's all you gotta do. Just smile. That's Lewis. Damn it, Lewis. So, no, come on. If you're not gonna speak up and have something to say in this conversation, what about the countries you visited? What are we doing here? God, he has all this authority and no power. Fucking guy. Isn't he beautiful, though? Oh, I love you, Lewis. You could have been so much more. Going back to it, it's like, no, Marshall will be quiet, but if he opens his mouth, he's going to say some real ass shit. He's not going to say something stupid, and he's not going to make a stupid joke. He's not going to try to sound witty in the conversation. He'll say, I don't know. Okay, fair enough. If he wants to speak on it, he'll speak on it. If he has something to add to it, he will. He won't bite his tongue, but at the same time, he's not just there to look pretty. He's an intelligent mind, part of the conversation. What you doing here, pretty boy? Pretty boy swag. Shut up. I can't deal with you guys. I tried to put you in this place, dude. I was like, yeah, you could be this guy. You showed me that you can't for all your own reasons. God said you could. I believed it, and then I couldn't believe it, and then God's like, just believe in them. All right, whatever you say, God. Move on. I mean, it's not that you can't. You have it in you, but you're just not. And, you know, that's just the way it is. Moving on. Confront the real reason in your anger and take steps to deal with it. The real reason is I didn't want to be part of this, but it was my karma and I dealt with it and I'm out of here. I learned my lesson. 55. We're out. Spiritual fucking work at hand. Teacher. That's what I'm here to do, dude. The Hierophant. This is the next level. Could be a fucking... somebody else is like, you're about to get married. Yeah, that too. Really? Yeah. As I step into my purpose, I step into my purpose. Right? It's all aligned. My purpose comes with all of this. It's all together. I don't get the man and then get the bag and then get... no, it all comes together as one. When I come together as one. Where the fuck is this? Oh, it's the Elder. I went past it 3 times. Because I was looking for a Hierophant card. Alright. It is said when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You know, Metatron, you fucked up my whole face. You're the whole reason I'm going to the dentist. I have a feeling that something happened with my fucking... I mean, it kind of shows. That whatever he did moved my fangs. Are you serious? I'm going to go check. I made a dentist appointment to see what's going on. Because it started in my temple, I told you. I was getting all these crazy fucking downloads. And it ran through, it was this unbelievable pain that ran through my fucking cheek. And then eventually it went down into my fucking jaw, into my teeth, my jaw. Not my teeth, but my teeth were sore too. It didn't start at my teeth. It wasn't a tooth thing that started at my tooth and went through my face. It started from my face and went down into my teeth. And now as it's all going away, it's like right above where my fang is. And I looked at it and I was like, no way, dude. Did you push my fangs out? They said that I'd have to surgically have them pulled down. I'd have never had my adult fangs. Those are my first teeth I had pulled. I had baby ones in there, and I had to have them pulled because they were just since I was a child and they came out. So I was having, you know what I mean, gum pain. So I had them pulled out. And I made jokes about it. I was like, let me give you, you better let me give you a blowjob before I suck the life out of it, or suck the blood out of you. I was making all these funny jokes about it. But in any essence, talking about the teacher, I'm like, I'm dealing with Metatron right now. I'm in the fucking... I can't get away from him. He's the ascending master that I'm in his field. I can go through the other fields, but I can't go further, and I can't get out of here. This is where I am consciously. I'm in the conscious of Metatron, which is science and medicine, enough as that may be. And that's where it is I left the conscious... I do all this unconscious work now to be working with a conscious being, which is very difficult for me. It's hurting my head and my body. And that was, you know, alchemical transmutation. Your body has to adjust to the new light that's coming in. And that's what happened. Like, dude, he like touched my brain, dude. Like, he literally touched the temple. I can see it. He like touches, you know, just like Professor X. He puts those 2 fingers on my temple right here, my left one. And my whole face flares up. It's the Palladians, dude. They fucking touch my back, bro, and my whole back locks up. It's just what happens. It's like, you know what I mean, being touched by, you know, God and all of that. It fucks you up, bro. All right. Anyways, the Elder provides spiritual knowledge and guidance within structured framework that helps lead your spiritual goal. As much as I have my new teacher. I am your teacher, bro. I'm stepping into this role. I've always been this. But now I'm ready to take on the responsibility of the world. I'm moving into that. He can also be a wise counselor or a friend who gives you invaluable advice, and this too can be divine help sent through human agency. And that's it too. You know, Morgan was giving me this invaluable advice and can be divine help sent through a human agency. And she really did send me to the human services agency. That's what it's called to apply for welfare. It's called the human services. Good joke, God. God is so funny. I mean, is it supposed to be that literal? Apparently. Maybe some of you need to quit your job and go apply for fucking welfare. Really? I don't know. I don't know your personal situation. Who would have ever thought that that's the way to get some peace? But it might. Just enough to pay your bills so you can sit down and deal with yourself. It's not a way of life. It's just a way to make it through life until you get to that part. It's not supposed to be a way of fucking life. I'm just saying. And don't hate those. And we've talked about it. In essence, if Bobby wasn't taking care of his fucking wife, child, she'd be on fucking welfare. If she wasn't getting he wasn't paying fucking child support, they'd have to apply for some kind of support, government support. They need support. So don't hate those that needed help. And here comes Pac with his dear mama. Okay. The elder indicates tradition and education. This may be the initiator into secret doctrine, but it can also indicate the rites of passage such as a baptism, a marriage, funeral, starting college, and graduation. I'm always doing the baptisms. I'm about to get married. I am a whole Hogwarts fucking PhD level fucking spiritual college. I have graduated to step into the place of the teacher, but I still am being taught. I have to be taught how to do something that's never been done before by those that have done it before. And that's all those famous dead people that come and talk, you know what I mean? Who's going to teach me this? Carl Jung, bro. Carl Jung has come to help me teach science. You know what I mean? To teach the psychology of this. I have the medicine, this is where all of this is. They're working with me he's working with me to be able to teach the science of this. I can teach the spirituality to all of them, but I needed the science part to bring it all together. Who's with me? Reverse meaning. The elder reverse can indicate a crisis of faith when you realize that some dogmas no longer hold true to you. When you are searching for new answers to eternal questions. And that's it. You did some soul searching, and as it says, you're being asked to do something that you considered unethical. To go against people. To go against your better knowing, to go against rules, to go against the grain. Be careful, as you are vulnerable to being easily influenced at this time. You could receive bad advice or encounter someone who's trying to gain power over you. Guys, I'm not trying to control you ever. I'm trying to liberate you and have you have control of your own mind and not listen to others. That's what I'm offering you, is freedom from the oppression of your own thoughts and your own feelings and the projection of this world upon you. Write that down. That's going in the documentary. See? I had to get better on my verbiage, on how to explain it. I had to learn how to, more public relations, more understanding, you know what I mean? The more I talk about what I do, the better I can explain what it is I do. The more I do what I do, the better I get at what I do. It's not becoming something, it's just mastering what I already am. Just be careful. The position of a spiritual leader or teacher is one that can be easily abused. When I started this, my second twin flame tree used words like spiritual healing, affirmations, chakras, all of these words that I wasn't familiar with, and I called him like a spiritual, I called him my spiritual teacher because he used words I wasn't familiar with. Once I familiarized myself with the words, I realized he was just using words. He wasn't applying any of this to his life. There's a lot of people out there that have read a lot more books and they have a deeper catalog to what this is. That doesn't make them more spiritual. That just makes them more knowledgeable about spiritual things. I knew nothing of what was happening to me as I was becoming spiritual. The spiritual people, the spiritual community outside of me knew exactly what I was going through, which was an awakening, and they did everything to stop it. Because deep in their heart, they knew that that this was going to destroy them. They had seen visions and premonitions that I would come and destroy their lifestyles. And they tried to stop my awakening. I didn't know what was happening. I started looking for clues. I was not a spiritual person. I knew nothing of spirituality. I watched Harry Potter and the basic movies you guys did. I never saw a pack of tarot cards. I never knew anything. Now I'm a master in all of it. How did I master it? The practice and use and perfection of it. My guides would take me, you know what I mean? I had never done any of this and I was fearful of all of it. I was raised Christian, that this was an evil world, that one did not meddle. And I went in there with Christ. I knew that I was being guided by Christ and that this was, I had to face these fears. I was uncertain about what I was getting into. There are a lot of people that claim, and I've shown it on Facebook, you can get a fucking certificate to be an intuitive healer. You can get a certificate on Facebook to be a Reiki. You can get these fake ass certificates to walk around and say that you're spiritual. The best way to know a spiritual person is to see their lifestyle. Spiritual and material are not the same. Spiritual people are not material. They had to break from the material to become spiritual. We don't operate as material beings. We are stuck in the material world. We are spirits having a human experience. Most people are human trying to have a spiritual experience. If you are talking to someone spiritual and they're telling you how to better your life instead of how to heal it, then you're fucked. Someone that's trying to tell you how to be happy instead of how to face your sadness, you're fucked. They're sugarcoating shit. Every holy book we ever pull out, everything will tell you how this is difficult and what you will have to face and how hard it will be. A real spiritual person is going to prepare you for spiritual war. They're not going to lie to you. And that goes back to Wolfman. You saw it in the cards, Wolfman. I had to show him the truth for him to know that how important it is. He saw it in his Sagittarius cards. He saw that, I think it was Sagittarius, I'm pretty sure. He's like, they could be in a third party. And he looked at it and he knew what he saw. Why is it so hard for you to tell them the truth? They have someone else. Gary said it yesterday in his Sagittarius. So what are they doing with this? They're Knight of Wands and they're Knight of Cups. They're having all kinds of loving, sexy time. They're really loving them and giving them everything. He told them that. The truth. He didn't care about that was going to hurt his listeners' feelings. He told them what those cards said. These cards says they're sexing them up and loving them to death. He tells a bit more of what's going on, but he tells the truth. He's not afraid to hurt your feelings. He's just deliver the truth. Wolfman, you don't do that. Rather, you have to watch others. They want to tell you that this is going to... Ultimately, they're always going to be... it's like you have a person from your past. On your past and keeping you focused on your past. Because they'll be like, well, is there anything new coming? No, because you're focused on the past. If you stop giving the past your energy, then something new can come in. But until you heal it, you're going to just be stuck in it. The wise person believes nothing that has been read or been told until he has analyzed it for himself and found it to be good and beneficial. Don't let people tell you how to become rich that aren't rich. And when we're talking about spirituality, don't let people tell you how to become spiritual that aren't spiritual. How much time do they dedicate to meditation, to offerings, to rituals, to cleansing? What type of shadow work do they do? You want to meet a real spiritual person? Ask them, how many ego deaths have you faced? What was your most difficult level of shadow work? If they can't say that freely, then they haven't started to walk in the spirit. It's not one and done. How many times has your spirit had to fight your mind and the spirit won? That's an ego death. How many times did your spirit win? Which one was the hardest battle for you? For your spirit to win? I would wake up every day worrying about money. How I was going to get money. How am I going to take care of us? Every day I worried about how I was going to provide for us. I would fight it. I can remember it. I'm going to cry. I would wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, and it would just be like, my mind would say, you need to do something. If you don't do something, everything's going to fall apart. You don't have money for today. They're going to kick you out, and you're not going to have this, and you need to find money. You need to find money. You've got to get a job. You've got to get a job. You've got to get some money. You've got to get a job. You've got to get some money. You've got to... Everything will be okay as long as you get some money. Everything will be okay as long as you get some money. That was my hardest battle. So as I asked God, what did I ask Him for? I need financial security to continue, God. And that's what He showed me. He gave you away. He gave you what you asked for. Enough money that He gives everyone. It should be enough. Make this enough and keep going. People live off of this. You can too. I didn't have God to guide me. I had only my thoughts and my fears that kept me going. I wasn't money greedy. I was money dependent, dude, because all of my security was that as long as I had money, everything would be okay. I could bail myself out of anything if I just have some money. It was the hardest one I had to learn. And that's why He kept me broke for 3 years. With no money. I had to learn to let this go, that I was still going to be okay with no money in my pocket. That I would still have everything I needed without money in my pocket. Breaking that was the hardest for me. I fought a lot of fights in my mind, but that one. When I finally broke the fear of it, then came the pride. I'm nobody if I don't have a job and a title. Nobody can respect me if I am on welfare. See? I have to face my fears head on and overcome them by, in essence, letting them overcome me. I had to go without to be okay without. My biggest fear was to not have money, so I had to go for a very long time without money. It doesn't mean I didn't have what I needed, I just didn't have money. He wouldn't let me keep money in my pocket. He didn't want me to think that was my safety, that even if I didn't, He got me. And that's another huge part of this story. It's like the miracles of how He did all this with no money in my pocket. That was one of my hardest battles. I'm always battling, but that one was one of the hardest. The dependence. That was the interdependence, bro. And that goes back to, you know what I mean? That was that battle with men, too. You're not going to own me because you have money. Money is, you know what I mean? That's where it had to be. It's like, they tried to use that, the value of their dollar, against the value of my soul and my God. That you're so much powerful because you have all this money. But the power, that, you know what I mean? The fight I'm having is not to be like you that's so money greedy. Because there's no power behind your money. Nor was there any power behind mine. The power is the Creator that gives us it. And He can give us great amounts of money, but it doesn't bring us happiness or safety. It doesn't bring us control. It's all in our mind. That if we have this, then we're powerful. And we're in control. And we are respected and all of this. But I'm still in control, powerful, and respected without it. Really hard lessons, bro. And so, going back to it, no, a real spiritual person isn't material, isn't chasing the things of this world. They've learned to conquer that desire and let God provide those things, and that's the difference. Being receptive to the opportunity It's not that I don't want money, it's that I don't chase it. I let God provide the things that I need instead of me trying to go out and provide for myself all alone with nothing but my mind and my fears and my desires for everything that everyone else has. It's a huge place of humility, but it's a huge place of peace and understanding. Jesus wasn't looking all day. Jesus wasn't worrying about where he was going to sleep, what he was going to eat, where he was going to find some water. You know what I mean? None of that. He had none of that, and neither did any of the others. The 12 disciples, they had a heart. They had a feeling in their heart that said, we're going to Montana. Well, how will we get there? God will provide a way. He has called us to Montana. What's in Montana? His people. We shall spread his message in Montana. We don't got no money. We'll go. God will provide for us. Is what you see. Have I been to Montana? No, he's calling us, I guess, to Montana, or something's going to happen in Montana, or already did. I've never been to Montana. Not in this life. But that's it. It's like God's calling me. My spirit is calling me to a foreign land. All I have to do is be willing, and he will provide the way. He will make safe passage for me. And he has called my spirit to do what? To spread his good word. What else am I supposed to give these people but his word? And his people there will be people there that will, that we will care for and will care for us. He's calling us to be part of a community. As I say that, I see St. Patrick. That's what happened to him, a dream. He was called to the barbarian land, Mesopotamia, to spread the word. And they feared for him. And that was Mother Cabrini. She was totally Italian, bro. Part of the Vatican and everything. She had a calling to come to Colorado because of the gold rush. They all knew what was happening here, and her spirit called her to leave her land and come here. They didn't give her a hotel passage. They didn't give her anything. They sent her with God, and may God be with you and the blessings. They didn't, they may have put together an offering, but how far was that going to go? She made that trip a few times back. She got tired of riding the boat, and she made it through the Andes on a fucking mule, going back over to Europe. It was a calling, bro, to a foreign land. God be with you. And what happened? He provided for her a legacy, a home, a very special place. Spiritual teachers aren't material. And that's it too. You might be stepping up. That's what this means, is like, are you ready to become the student so that you yourself can be a teacher to others? Are you ready to take in all of this spirituality? And it's not a practice. It's a way of life. You start practicing this way of life, but it becomes perfected. It's not a practice. It's not something you do as like, a charlatan like these guys, where they do it for, shits and giggles and views and to look cool. It's a true way of life. Being spiritual is being one with the spirit of all things, and always being guided by the spirit. You know what I mean? And always being in the good spirit. And dealing with, the stuff that comes up. The mastering of the mind and the emotions as we go. Keep that in mind. What's the outcome? Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Well, in order to go forward, you gotta look back at where you came from, I suppose. What's the Six of Cups? Fucking nostalgia like a motherfucker. Oh well. Perhaps because of pain and insecurity in the present, you're remembering the past as being happy and beautiful, enjoying the memories but not recognizing what has gone cannot return. Instead of wallowing in nostalgia, use the knowledge you have gained from the past to accomplish your ambitions. Enjoy spontaneity and enthusiasm you had. Enjoy what you have now. This card also indicates that you could go back to what it was, unless you offer something new, and it's true. And I want to be part of this. That's why I said, you're not my future, you're my past. You're trying to hold me in the past. You're trying to make me an old version of myself. You refuse to let go of the past. You're trying to cling to old customs and habits when they no longer have any meaning or benefit. It may be a memory of your past glories or success that's preventing you from achieving anything in the present, or fear that it won't match up. Jesus. That's what that was. It's like, you think I'm not going to be that bitch? I'm not. I will never be like that bitch. Whatever you guys had is what you have. If that's good enough for you, then stay there. But you're not going to make me be something that you has been. And that's it, preventing you from achieving anything in the present and fear for it won't match up. Or it could be that an unhappy or abusive childhood still disturbs you. You may have been obsessed by, you may still be obsessed by your mother or father. Jesus. Your past has shaped you, but it's gone. It's not how you want to shape your life. It's up to you to how you want to shape your life in the present and in the future. On page 85. You keep doing what you've done, and you're going to keep getting what you've got. Look at the patterns. Look at your life and where it is. And look at where you're going. Look at how it keeps playing out. And that you're about to redo it again. You're about to go on the same cycle of bullshit again. You're about to repeat time. How do I know that? Mercury retrograde. You're literally about to fucking do exactly what you always do because you haven't learned to master yourself yet. This time when you do it, pay attention to what's triggering you to do these things. You can't stop doing these things. All you can do is recognize what makes you do these things. These things are your coping mechanisms. This is how you deal with life. It's very unhealthy how you deal with life. You have to pay attention. You can't stop how you deal with it. You have to acknowledge what makes you go into that area of fight or flight. What makes you cope like this? There's certain things that push you into this atmosphere. Pay attention to what's pushing you to like this. Not how you act, but what's making you, you know what I mean? Your actions are reactions to something. Pay attention to the something. Because otherwise you're going to keep acting like this. If you don't remove the thing that's triggering you, then you're always going to be triggered. It's the best thing I can tell you. I myself will probably play something out. I usually retrograde in one of my bad behaviors. Why? Because they come back to the surface so that you can see them and work on them. You're hiding this part of you, and then it comes out and you're like, geez, that was ugly. I need to work on that. You can only work on it when it's present. You're not worrying about, you know what I mean, your fat body when it's covered up in a hoodie during winter. When you start taking the clothes off, you're like, fuck, I gotta work on this. That's really the truth. You don't know that you need to work on this until you see it come out of you. And then you're like, okay, I take ownership over how I just acted. Why did I act like that? Don't blame, oh, you made me do this. No, they did not. Why do you always act like this? Because that's what they're going to say to you. You fucking always act like this. No, I fucking don't. You always do some shit that makes me do this. Meaning I can't live my life without you fucking reacting all the time. You're blaming them. Or they could be really triggering the shit out of you. To where you can't live in peace with them because the things they do trigger you. They make you explosive, and that's fucking rust, dude. You're always trying to trigger me. I don't want to be around you. You always want to push my buttons. You think it's fucking funny. It's not funny to make me act uncomfortably for your entertainment. Are you fucking entertained? It's not entertaining. It's demeaning. You're trying to make me act up for your, you know what I mean, for your enjoyment. Devil ass. Just saying. That's it too. Bobby, trying to fucking ask me to fucking, you know, fucking meet up with you and shit. You're trying to ask me to fucking act a fucking fool because you're acting fucking foolish? Sink to your fucking level and shit? Nah, bro. Trying to make babies and get married. You already got babies in marriage. Quit playing around with something that you don't want a part of. Seriously. That goes back to you, Russ. You're not about that life, bro. You're not about making babies and changing the world and fucking all of that shit, bro. Quit playing around with me. Leave me alone. You guys are just playing games all the time with me. Fucking with my emotions. In the essence, I'm not doing this with you guys. And I am fully aware that both of you are very clearly close by. I don't care. That's why God locked me away from you. You can't find me. I mean, that's what I said. Russ can energetically feel me out, but he's not gonna go with those feelings. Why? Because he's got Tuner Helper on his lap. Or on his back. Oh. Worry about your set list, bro. And move on. You got lots of shows to do and shit. Move on with your life. I'm moving on with mine. I got lots of shows to do too. I'm gonna show them. Go show off. Show off. Anyways, that's where we're at. Welcome to the jungle. I hope to empower other people to, walk away from these disempowering relationships that, really you should never have been caught in, and you had the wrong mindset to begin with, and it's all good, and just, take it on the chin and move on with your life. Move on. That's all I was trying to do. You can't move on when you still have emotional attachments to an outcome. What did I have? I had this fairy tale idea that this is how it was going to work out. And I kept holding on to this idea that it would work out that way. It worked out. Not that way. It worked. It just didn't work out how I wanted it, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to be sitting here looking at what didn't work. Look at what did and move on. It worked, bro. Loving you worked for me. As much as I didn't want to love you, it worked for me. You not loving me, I guess, works for you. That's cool. Go on. Work your life, dude. But that's what this was all about. The twin flame journey was about me learning to love you. And in doing that, having love for myself and having getting reconnected with the spirit. It all worked, according to the fucking books. I worked it. I don't know what it did for you. But again, on the outside, it probably didn't work. But I have other twin flames that it's working for. That's just, and there's people that are just soul ties and just people that are watching that it's working for. I'm sorry that this didn't work out for you, but it worked. And that's it. I'm not worried about this. I'm not. I'm fucking single until that man comes in and is like, you're mine, and this is the life that God has chosen, and let's go. That's it. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to teach you that. I'm not going to teach you that. I'm here to teach you everything. I'm not going to teach you how to love me. You've seen enough to know what it takes to love a woman like me. And if you don't have it, then step down. Quit getting in the way. That has to do with you, not me. It really doesn't. There's nothing wrong with you guys that you can't be that type of man. And every woman deserves that type of man. And when this new standard gets shot across the world, every woman's going to expect. They're going to stand on that expectation. So you better start working on becoming that type of man. Because the weak-ass women that you're with, they deserve that type of man too. They settled for you. But if they're anything like us, they're going to pack up and move out on your bitch ass. It's that King of Wands energy. Hey, I love yous. I'll catch you later for some other shit. Love yous, laters, bye.